welcome to the 5-Minute Podcast for Musicians. I'm Craig Kelley, your host from GigFaster. And if you're watching on GigFaster TV on YouTube, welcome as well. Be sure you subscribe, give me a like, and your feedback would be greatly appreciated too. Today we're going to look at what to say to venues to book gigs right after this. Hey, welcome back. We're going to go over what to say to venues to book gigs. Like so many bands, I see this every day. Like they just don't know what to say or how to say it or when to say it. I mean, they write a book to a venue. Like a venue doesn't have time to read your book. The truth is you need to keep whatever communication you're emailing these people, and email is the key to do it. You got to make sure you email them unless they ask you to call, which most will not. They don't want your phone call. But when you email them, they don't want you to write a novel to them or a novelette or whatever it is. You need to just keep it simple. So when you're sending an email, make sure you use a simple formula that I'm going to give you right now of the do's and don'ts so that you can get a response from the venue and you can get that conversation started, and that will get you closer to getting the gig. What not to say to venues to book gigs. Number one is never be demanding. I get emails every day of people. It's just all wrong. No offense if you're the one actually emailing me, but don't send MP3s or videos through the mail. And it's not gonna. First of all, when you do that, when you push your stuff on people like that, all they're gonna do is delete it. It's like, wait, what are you doing? I don't even know you. First thing we have to have is a conversation. So never be demanding. Don't be demanding you listen to this or that you're this great and, I need a gig, you should be booking me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, don't demand anything. Don't demand anything, okay? Nobody owes you anything. So don't demand it. You're never going to get it. 100% of the time, you're not going to get it. Number two, don't write a book. The longer your email is, the less likely somebody is going to read it. On a venue end, a booking agent at a venue, an owner at a venue, anybody booking the gig at the venue, they don't have time for that. And number three of do not do if you want to book gigs with venues is don't include any negotiations. I mean, especially in the first email. You can once you get to that point, but initially you're not talking negotiations. You're just saying, hello, my name is, just to try to get a conversation going. Then you can get to the negotiation, but you have to wait for that. So don't ever include that in your first email or your first few emails. Okay. Now, what do you do? What you do is you say very little. You say 2 sentences, really. Say something about the venue that you know. Like, hey, I see that band XYZ is playing on this date. It's like, that's a really great band. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Just like that. It's like, hey, our styles match up really well, and we've played with... You don't even have to go into that. I wouldn't even go into that actually first. Just stop with that first part, and then say, is there any chance of an opening act for the gig? So don't even suggest yourself yet. You're trying to get a response. When you get the response, now you have a conversation. But first, all you're trying to do is say something nice or something that about the venue. It's like, hey, band XYZ is playing on this date. Is there any chance for an opener for that? It's kind of implied you're interested in that, but it's not demanding in any way. It's just a simple question. And that question, if you're following all the stuff that I've been saying here, it's your call to action. You're requesting some kind of action from this person, and that is the simple question. And all they can say is like, hey, thanks. No, there's not going to be any opening act for this one, or it's like, yeah, possibly, you just don't know. You don't know. So the whole idea is to get a reply. And then when you get a reply, you can take the conversation further. And as you go, the more you get into the conversation, that's whenever you're going to be able to, negotiate something and get the gig. So, I mean, this is the way it worked for me one time. It's just like, I send that email a lot, and it's really, it's not demanding. It's, can't think of the word. It's not non-confrontational. It's, anyway, it's just, it's not pushing on them at all. It's just very easy to accept and read it. 2 sentences and a simple question. Any opener, any chance for an opener. I did this for a gig with actually a major artist, and I did include one extra little tidbit that might, initiate a reply. I mean, I said, hey, I see this band is playing on this date. We recently opened for Kenny Wayne Shepherd. That's a big name. I threw that out there. I said, any chance of an opener for this show? The one I was emailing about, and they caught their interest. They replied, possibly. Send me all this. They asked me to send them, stuff, and I'm like, see, that's perfect. Okay, now we have a conversation, and now I know exactly what they want me to send them. So when we ended up getting the gig, we played there a few times with this guy, and actually most people thought we were on tour with him. So, but it works, believe me. And here's one more tip before we go. If you don't hear back from them within 3 to 4 days, follow up with the venue. Don't wait longer than 3 to 4 days, but follow up with the venue again. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm Craig from GigFaster.com. And before I go, how can GigFaster help you? Well, we have built-in pitching to these venues, just like I'm talking about. It has all the strategy built into it, and it has the timing, it has the words. It's non pushy. It's not pushy at all. It's to get that conversation started so that you can get to the point where you actually can book the gig. And some people have sent a pitch, and it was immediate. That it's like, okay, how do these dates sound? I'm not saying that's normal. That's kind of rare, that they were that impressed that they're like, here, we want to book you right away. But really, the point is to get the conversation started so you can get to that point. So that's a great example of what can happen. So anyway, start your free trial today. No credit card is required. You can just go and check it out, and I'll catch you next time. Remember, if you want to succeed, never quit.